cost anything to work with a realtor?
That's an interesting question because it's answered two different ways. One for a buyer. And first for a buyer, if you hire a buyer's agent, someone who's representing your best interest through the process, they are paid through the transaction. So when you see a home listed for sale, a sign in the front yard, and you have a buyer agent representing you, your buyer agent will be paid by the seller through their realtor. You as a buyer, what's most important, can get good experience, knowledge, and advice from someone, and it doesn't cost you anything. So I think it's very important to take advantage of that, especially if you don't really know which direction to go. As a seller, sellers typically pay a percentage of a transaction to the sellers, to the realtor that they've hired to represent them, and that realtor has a fiduciary duty, a legal obligation to represent the seller's best interest in that process, but they'll pay the buyer's agent to bring and represent the buyer. And so it keeps a good separation, which I think is important, because if you as the buyer knock on the door and the seller's realtor walks you around, shows you the house, sells you the house, they really have an obligation to the seller and not necessarily look out for the buyer. So the expense, I always tell people what it could cost you by not having representation is a lot more than what it would be if had you just had somebody there with you saying, hey, stop, hang on a second, let's take a breath. We don't need to move forward on this.